Alright, so to be pretty honest, I didn't feel like using voice for this video considering all the other DBD mobile archive videos I've been making have been just videos and playing, without any sound. But unfortunately, I cannot just show the exclusive mobile currencies without explaining what they do since it won't make sense. So before we start, I'll just quickly run through the ones which already exist on the PC version. Alright, so first is blood points, a technically in-game currency in the sense that you earn them from your matches depending on how well you perform, and then they could be used to purchase items, add-ons and offerings from the blood market, and only on PC to level up characters, since in mobile you could not actually use blood points to level up characters, which I'll get to in a bit later. Then the next currency is iridescent shards. So these are mostly you get when you level up as a player, mostly like your devotion level. And on mobile you can actually get it from other places, but like here from this rift only you can actually get it if you unlock the, let's say, the paid version of the rift. These are mostly used to obviously either unlock new characters or buy cosmetics which from the store. And lastly for the is Auric cells. So these are mostly like the store currency in the sense that you need to actually pay money to get these, and these are mostly used to buy licensed characters since you cannot buy them with shards, or to buy specific cosmetics or items which cannot be bought with shards. And one more, I mean, I don't know if you would want to consider this, because technically rift fragments, as soon as you get them, are immediately used, so it's not you can store them and then use them whenever you want. So it's up to you if you want to use this or not. But now we'll get on to the actual mobile exclusive currencies. Alright, so the first one is Sinister Stones. As you can see on your screen, it's just I mean, what can I say, yellow stone. But perhaps the most important currency, you could say, depending on what your perception is. And this had one main use. It was to allow you to get mobile exclusive cosmetics. Now obviously the problem is because the game has been shut down, so I can't show it here, but I'll play a video like from an old recording to show you what Sinister Stones actually does. But just to explain it brief, like, can you see all these mobile exclusive cosmetics? There were two draws. One is this one which used to cost Auric cells, but there used to be another draw where you could get the silver, gold or platinum cosmetics with Sinister Stones. So perhaps the most important currency, because you could not buy mobile exclusive cosmetics from store. What I mean for that is, let's say if I go here, so if you look at this store for, let's say, Kate, all the cosmetics which are on sale are only cosmetics which you can actually get on the PC version. So not a single mobile exclusive cosmetic is actually on sale, so you cannot buy them manually. So this is why Sinister Stones were actually an important currency, because you had to farm them, in the sense to draw and have you get a chance to get a cosmetic like this one I'm showing over here. This one also I got from a draw. The next one I like to talk about is entity coins. So the only way to get entity coins was to participate in these gacha draws, as you can see, and if you got any duplicate item, it would be give you entity coins. Now before the change, initially this used to have one main uses, is that if you got silver or gold cosmetics and you wanted a platinum cosmetic to upgrade, then it would cost you entity coins. Now obviously then after I think 1 or 1.5 years, they made a change where you could actually buy platinum cosmetics. But the main idea is that if you wanted a platinum cosmetic and you weren't lucky enough to draw it from the, because all these gachas technically gamble, as you might have figured it out by now. So you needed entity coins, 2,500 entity coins or 3,000 to actually get a platinum cosmetic. Now platinum cosmetics were important, if just in case you didn't know, because raw platinum cosmetics would offer one or the following effects. Either they would have the unique animations, which you might have seen on my other videos, or they might actually come with the alternate moris. So that is why platinum cosmetics were pretty highly priced and pretty rare as well to get, and one way to guarantee to get was by entity coins. So hence entity coins and Sinister Stones, so you could say, were like the bread and butter of gaining mobile exclusive cosmetics. Next I want to talk about is squad coins. So this was tied to doing squad tasks. Squad in the sense that you could actually create groups of a squad, or let's say up to 50 members, and you just had to do tasks together. So as you can see on your screen, there are 3 tasks which refresh daily, and let's say for now I've already done some of them. So let's say if I click this reward to gain, so this is what a squad coin would look like. So I got 10 of them. So this also had a very specific niche use. So as you can see over here, the squad coin just allowed you to get these exclusive stuff, you could say. Like example, if you wanted this Trickster's headpiece, or let's say this Claudette's headpiece, this was the only way to get it. So squad coins were only used for this. Otherwise, not much to say. It wasn't like something you really required, because like obviously you can, if you don't want this portrait frame, then I mean you can skip it. And of course there's blood points, iridescent shards, Sinister Stones, and a charm here as well. So not the most, I would say, impactful currency, but I guess it's better than nothing. Next I like to talk about haunted coins. So just like squad coins, this allowed you to unlock or redeem a very specific set of items, and the way to get them is actually through the blood market. So if you look at the screen right now, out of all the items there is one which is a mystery box. So obviously, like it says in instruction, get haunted coins when activated. So I'm just gonna buy the entire market for now. So yeah, this is how a haunted coin looked as. And just like squad coins, these also just gave a very niche function, in the sense that you could unlock a particular set of cosmetics. So as you can see over here, if I want this particular Jake set, I can get it for, let's say, 30 for each of the pieces. Then there's one for the Legion as well, and similarly there's one for Billy. So it's like an alternate way to get a specific set of cosmetic. If you don't want to, let's say if you're a newer player, you don't want to spend iridescent shards or something. Or sometimes what DBD Mobile used to do is, these cosmetics will sometimes disappear from the store. DBD Mobile has this very like unusual knack where sometimes they would introduce cosmetics, and it's randomly they would disappear from the store as well. This happened a lot, especially the blighted cosmetics, for those who know. So yeah, in case you wanted a very specific set of cosmetics, then 100 coins just help you do that. Not much to say here, just pretty much same as squad coins. Next I like to talk about is common praise. As you can see on the screen where it says 2 beside the gift icon, so that is the actual currency. So there were 2 ways of getting this. One, you could either you visit a profile. So let's say someone visited my profile and they tapped on this dispel fog icon, so I can actually click on the information. So if you just read, obviously I'll just tell you instructions now, but the main idea was, if you tapped on that, then you would get a gift icon, like technically the currency, which was called as common praise. Or another way you could get this is, if you play the match and after the trial ends, if you give a thumbs up or like to everyone, then you get this currency as well. And most probably, if you have guessed it, the functionality was almost similar to squad coins or haunted coins, where you could redeem a set of items, which I'll just show you in a minute. So yeah, now I'm at the House of Praise redeem shop. So not much to say. You can obviously redeem blood points, iridescent shards, Sinister Stones, or there were these 2 exclusive portrait frames here, and obviously they're named as friendship, because the way to get this was mostly if you visited a friend's profile and you either dispel the fog, or after a trial, let's say if you were happy with the people played or something, then you would give them a thumbs up. Obviously if you were, let's say, mad at your teammates, or just normally you were raging after a make you wouldn't give a thumbs up to someone. So that's why these are appropriately named friendship frames. So yeah, once again, not very impactful, but obviously, if I think about it, like you could think about squad coins, haunted coins, and common praise, like these currencies as just a bit of a boost if you, let's say, want to get more blood points or especially more iridescent shards for newer players. Or mostly what I would use it for was for Sinister Stones, because this was the hardest currency to farm, because shards and blood points you could easily farm. So for me, this was just another way I would use to get Sinister Stones, because obviously Sinister Stones were used to gambling in the gacha, and the percentage chance were very low, so you needed more stones as much as you wanted, so you could have more chance to get the mobile exclusive cosmetics. The next I want to talk about is Time Particle. This was a pretty recent, not recent, but yeah, obviously I would say recent because it used to not exist before. So Time Particle is a pretty, I would say, unique currency. So let's say, for example, if you look at this screen right now, this the Rift Pass which is going on to season 17, and let's just imagine, let's say if you wanted to play DBD mobile, let's say you want to start playing. Obviously, I mean the game's gonna shut down in, well, 11 hours, so the game won't exist after 11 hours. But let's just assume in a hypothetical world that you want to start playing DBD mobile, but since you started at levels like season 70 in the Rift, you cannot access previous skins. So let's say, what if you wanted those previous tier 80 mobile exclusive skins? Now since the Rifts don't come back, this is where this currency comes in. So if I show the redeem shop for this, so right now I'm in the Time Particle redeem shop. So as you can see, this raid skin, you can see this was the season 1 tier 80 cosmetic. Well, obviously right now, as I said, season 17 is going on, so there is no way for you to actually redeem this, not unless where you had this currency. So this currency allowed you, as the name suggests, Time Particle, it's allowed you to get cosmetics which were lost in time, or let's say previous time. So let's say I actually stopped playing this version after, let's say, first few months, so I don't have this skin. So I can get like 80 Time Particle shards to get this skin unlocked, which is a mobile exclusive. So, and this was part of the season 5 tier 80 cosmetics. So like I said, this was pretty, I would say, helpful for newer players. Obviously, if you don't start playing DBD mobile from its inception, then there's a high chance that you have missed all these skins. So I would say that's why Time Particle is a pretty decent currency to help newer players mostly. And finally, I would like to talk about a currency which I don't know if I should make this list or not, but I'll still talk about it. So before I do say about this, there's something you need to know, especially if you don't play DBD mobile. Let's say if you wanted to level up this gate, right now this gate is, okay, if I just show you, so this gate is level 35, as you can see. Let's say if I want to level up this gate to level 36, so the question is, how do I do it? If you're on PC, you would say, hey, play some matches, get some blood points, and then use those blood points in the blood web to level up your character, which is correct. But unfortunately, in DBD mobile, blood points do not actually help you level up the character. They only allow you to buy items, add-ons, offerings, etc. But to level up a character, there were only two ways. One was I actually had to play as Kate in the match, and after the match gets over, depending on how well I perform, I would get some EXP or experience points, which would then help level her up. Or the other way, which I'm going to show you right now, is if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see 3 tablet-like icons. One is, and each has their own rarity. One is yellow, purple, and red or iridescent. So what these tablets do is they allowed you to level up the character without actually playing a match. And these are called tablets. Yeah, these had their own tablet, but these are tablets. So let's say right now, as you can see, my Kate is level 35, and for the next level, she needs around, let's say, 500 XP. So what I can do is I can just tap on this. Let's say I'll tap on the yellow one. So it gives a little bit of experience. Obviously, as you guess, the higher the rarity, gives more. So let's say I click on the purple one, that'll give slightly more. And now let's say if I go with the iridescent one, there, now it'll show me I'll go to level 30. So let's say I'm happy with this decision. Let me click upgrade. And finally, then the Kate will actually level up. So obviously, blood points do not help leveling up. That's the main difference between DBD mobile and PC's leveling of characters. And this is why this currency was pretty important, because let's say if you are new to DBD mobile and maybe you want, let's say, the nurse's perks or something, but obviously if you just started playing and you're not good at nurse, or let's say in my case, even I'm not decent at nurse and now, so instead of painfully playing as nurse for like let's say 100 matches, because in DBD mobile, like I said, you have to play as a character level up, since you can't use, there's no blood web. So instead of painfully playing as nurse just to get her perks unlocked for other characters, you can use these tablets, just buy them from the blood market since these are available there, and then just use all of them to get nurse to level 50, so you can then prestige her to prestige 1 and have all the perks unlocked. So that's why this was also a very impactful currency, because people who have played DBD mobile for at least since it launched in the older version, which was in 2020, you would know that these tablets did not exist before. So if you actually, let's go back to nurse example, if you really wanted nurse's perks, you actually had to play her, and you had to keep playing her until you reach the level where you could actually then finally unlock her perks for all the other characters. So it was painful. I know it because I leveled up, like I had a prestige 3 nurse before the prestige system got reworked, so I actually played as nurse even though it was very painful. And obviously I didn't dedicate time, but obviously that was on me. But like I said, there might be a lot of killers, especially, or like characters which you do not want to play much but you are forced to play. So this tablet was a good way to, these tablets were a good way to level up and get the perks, those teachables, without actually playing the character in game. Alright, so that'll do it for this video. Honestly, not the most interesting video, because even though DBD mobile did have a lot of unique, let's say, currencies, the most useful ones I would say by far were Sinister Stones and entity coins, since a combination of both of them would allow you to draw for the DBD mobile exclusive cosmetics and to either upgrade or buy the platinum cosmetics directly, which gave the special effects or movies, animations, etc. And the last one, as I said, the exp, the tablets were actually also pretty useful, since they allowed you to level up characters without actually physically playing them in the match, which could be helpful for avoiding characters which you really don't want to play or not comfortable with. And yeah, that'll do it for this video.